Hey everybody, it's me, Dina, your dating diva, back again for the second time tonight. That's 2 videos in one night. Check me out. I guess I need to make up for some lost time. So, in the second video, we're going to talk about 5 great relationship mistakes. But it's not what you think. It says, here they are, the things you shouldn't do in love, but you end up doing anyway, of course. Sometimes with unexpectedly romantic results. So you can flip that mistake around and make it work for you, make it beneficial to the relationship. So the first so-called mistake is drop the love bomb. Drop the love bomb way too early. You're on your third date. You're at a restaurant. Lighting is perfect. He's perfect. Conversation is great. And you're just staring at him, and all of a sudden you're like, I love you, and you're just dumbfounded. You can't believe that you just said that. It just came out of your mouth, and you can't take it back. You can't take it back. So, and it's way too early. It's way too early, but the odds are the guy is not going to say it back to you. But that could be a good thing. Of course that could be a good thing, because you're going to find out one of two things. If he drops tail and takes off, then, he's probably afraid of commitment, and you didn't want that guy anyway, right? So the guy that's going to stick around, it's going to be awkward for a little bit, but he's going to stick around and kind of see where it goes, then that's, he's not afraid of commitment. He likes you. He may not be in love with you just yet, but he likes you, so he's willing to kind of see past your little faux pas and see where the relationship can go. And then, 3-4 months down the line, you may get that I love you from him also. Funny story for me is it kind of did happen to me. I've been dating this guy for, actually it had been about 3 months, and, we're sitting at my back door, and the lights are off, and we're just saying goodnight. And stupid me, I felt it like I should say it, but out of my mouth I was like, I probably shouldn't say this. And he was like, well, if you think you shouldn't say it, then don't. And I said it anyway. Stupid. The relationship did last a few moments, after that, but it didn't really end up going anywhere. And did I love him, or did I love the idea of the relationship? Probably more so the idea of the relationship than him. I was younger then. I didn't know what I was talking about. But it says, for the undecided but interested guy, the one who likes you right now, but is a bit overwhelmed at the revelation that you're in love with him, things are going to be weird for a little bit, but you have set a precedent for the relationship. He now understands, where you're going with this relationship. So that's so-called mistake number 1. But again, it can be beneficial. It's going to scare off that commitment phobe, and the guy who's ready for a commitment but doesn't really love you yet, it's going to keep him around. So-called mistake number 2: you continuously and endlessly can't help yourself do more than your 50%. That makes absolutely no sense to me. I mean, it makes sense to me, but the way they worded it makes no sense to me. You do more than your 50%. You do too much. And I've mentioned this in previous videos. That's me. I'm a doer. I love to do for people. I love to make people happy. If I can do for somebody and it makes them smile and it makes their day, it makes me happy. And that's just me. And to stop that would just be diminishing me. So I have to learn how to do things without expectation, and that makes it a little bit easier. But just about every expert in the world says that doing more than your 50% is bad, and it warns against this with good reason. If you're doing everything and he's coming home at the end of the night and he's just sitting down, you're going to end up upset. You're going to end up feeling, taken advantage of, and you're going to do something stupid. You're going to yell and scream at him. You're going to do stupid stuff, cut his clothes up, burn his clothes, a little bit exaggerated, but you're going to end up doing something stupid. So the one way that this can be beneficial, it says, If your partner is continually and endlessly doing more than his 50%, so if you're both doing more than 50%, that's great, but it's one that can change both of your notions of love. He does too much for you, you do too much for him, unless the two of you are knocking yourselves out while simultaneously being supported and replenished by the other. So that's how you can make that work. That's kind of a situation that doesn't usually happen, but that would be ideal. So-called mistake number 3. You keep a big, ugly secret for a while. Now, of course, big, ugly secrets in love are no-nos. Except when that big, ugly secret may, if given some time, shrivel down into a small, more understandable secret that you eventually reveal. For example, if, weeks before your wedding, you booked a one-way ticket to Hawaii because you thought that maybe you didn't want to go through with it, but you ended up going through with it and you married him and you're happy. So you may want to keep that from him for a little while. So you might want to not reveal that right away. I'm not saying lying is okay, or that even omitting the truth is okay. What I'm saying is waiting is okay, because you're giving yourself time to evaluate the magnitude or triviality of an issue. It is also an opportunity to understand what you really want. So something that is big today may seem trivial in 2 weeks. So that was so-called mistake number 3. This is so-called mistake number 4. You yell at him using always or never, and I know I'm guilty of this. Oh, you never pay attention to me. You're always late, and that's a no-no, because that they don't never not listen to you. Some of the words are getting through. So to use the words always or never is a big no-no, unless it's true. If they never put the toilet seat down, then that's true. You can use that word. If your wife always nags you when you come in late for work, then you can use that word. It's true. Always and never tend to exaggerate the complaint you're describing, making both you and your partner feel horrible and discrediting you in the process. However, there is one set of circumstances when always and never have a place. That is when they are true. This is really helpful for a relationship. You and he can sit down and talk about how to divide the household drudgery, or talk about how using those words makes you feel. So and that's so-called mistake number 4. So-called mistake number 5. You go on the overambitious vacation. They always say that the biggest test of a relationship is when you travel, and I definitely agree with that. It could be the best, or it can be the worst. You see somebody's true self when you travel. You see them out of their element. And they said the overambitious vacation is 17 on the list of world's fastest ways to break up. And it says, yes, this list does exist, but it's stored in a secret bank vault, the one mentioned in Harry Potter, guarded by goblins. That's pretty funny. It says there is an exception to this. It's when this exact same vacation kindles passion, riveting stories, and lots of laughter. What transforms a trip into the latter, I believe, is whether or not the two of you are able to recognize that you chose the trip. You could be at work, you could be sitting in a carpool lane, you could be, grocery shopping, but instead you decided to go on this trip together. So take it for what it is and make it the best of the best. Be it extraordinarily wonderful or disastrous, you didn't settle for, some motel down the street. Lots of things in life are overambitious and unforgettable due to their deviation from the so-called norm. One of the most rewarding, of course, is love. So, those are the 5 so-called great relationship mistakes that actually can turn into something beneficial. It's all in what you make of it. It's all in how you deal with it. So, I will see you guys later, and don't forget, subscribe to my channel, Dating Diva 7, on YouTube, and please leave any comments, suggestions, questions, stories, anything. Email me at datingdiva7@yahoo.com. I'll see you guys later.